Hello once again and welcome to Zidam Astrology. This is your continuing tarot series, but join me for your Patra readings, your birth charts or Kundali. Visit zidamastrology.com or send me a line at zida55@outlook.com. Okay, Earth Trine, let's see what is the situation with you for the period beginning June 26th to July 9th, 2022 with your tarot spread of the five card spread and your situation. What are you currently facing comes through with the Ace of Coins, and this is all about money, investments, new business, a windfall, inheritance, but also about financial stability and security. You know that this ace suggests that whatever it is that you are planning, you have sufficient funds available. You know, it is a time of financial abundance and material growth. Even though you may have to spend money, you will still be able to hold on to some and have enough to do other things, you know, to probably go on that date, to probably buy a new house, a new car, to make a world trip, even though you don't want to do it in this COVID times. But you know, as Pentacles demand results for their efforts, this ace suggests that investments in new projects or ventures will be rewarding and it will yield a good return. So that the Ace of Coins is in this pack is also the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Earth in other packs. So this is why I made mention of the Ace of Pentacles. But this Ace of Coins says whatever it is you desire to do, you know, rest assured that you will be able to afford it and that you are going to have some kind of windfalls, because the hand holding the pentacles in this ace is suggesting that you are saving for the future or putting a little bit for a larger purchase. You know, whatever it is, it will be rewarding, because at the end of the day, you have worked for it. You are now going to spend it, enjoy it. That is what this card is telling you. You know, the Ace of Pentacles can suggest you are going to be very reasonable, very logical, very canny with your money. You know, while everyone is going mad spending, you may be holding onto yours, waiting for a sale, a discount, prices to drop, or a better deal. This is your current situation that you have, and you are looking forward to enjoying it. And what led you to be in this position, you know, what caused this situation? It is the Four of Wands. This is the heart of the situation. This is your desires, your challenges, your hopes and fears, and it comes from the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is all about stability, security, protection, a temporary freedom from everyday worries and woes, where you have, you know, excitement, anticipation, harmony. That is what the Four of Wands is, and this is telling you, this is what led to it, that, you know, it tells you that you would have been able to pull off the situation, whatever you did to gain the Ace of Coins as your situation for the period. The Four of Wands is telling you you are stable, because the Four Wands, they are the pillars, and in Vedic astrology the pillars are the bhavas 1, 4, 7 and 10, which deals with yourself, your family, your routine work, your businesses, your partnership, and your career. So those are the pillars here with the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is especially connected to family gatherings and, you know, like homecomings. And you know, it tells you that your imagination has brought you to the Ace of Coins, because that is the heart of the situation. You know that something's coming, they come racing towards you now. You know, you are happy. When the Four of One appears in your reading, it brings with it a great sense of joy, excitement, contentment. You know, it indicates strongly that you are entering a very stable and prosperous period in your life. So it is a time for feeling supported by those around you. So two very good cards to begin here. Earth Trine, and this is the Ace of Coins and the Four of Wands for your situation and the reason for your situation. And then we come to you, and my goodness, it is the Empress. And the Empress is a mature, intellectual woman, and the Empress is all about maturity. It's all about growth, smooth passage, no obstacles, um, bounty, abundance, the right path, and the Empress ruling planet is Venus, the planet of love and beauty, so that you would be expressing love through your heart. You at the you're probably at an idealistic stage in your life, but you will find joy in the everyday things that you do or who you come in contact with. You're going to live your life to the fullest. That is what this Empress is telling you. Earth Trine, and recall the Earth Trine is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are in any of those zodiac signs or sun signs, this reading is for you. And the Empress derives great pleasure in just sitting down and enjoying life, looking at nature, filling her garden with creations where she's allowed free reign. So it doesn't have to be just a rose garden. It can be a rose garden with lantanas. It could be a fruit garden, a breadfruit or fig or whatever it is, pomegranate, whatever, dragon fruit. It doesn't have to be one thing. You are getting free reign with your creations and your creativity. And when the Empress appears in your reading, it's all about prosperity in your life. It's a time to safely move plans or ideas forward to the next stage of development. And this card it carries the number 3, and the number 3 is all about creativity, growth, and ascension, so that any projects you are working on should be coming together quite nicely at this stage. Things are naturally growing for you, so that you should begin to see the results of the plans that you have put in place with the Ace of Coins, the Four of Wands, the pillars that have made you stable, and this is a great time for productivity and eventual rewards for hard work, effort, and patience. But the Empress would also tell you that, that whatever you create, you must spend some time nurturing and caring for it, because all that effort and caring and nurturing may end up in vain if you do not do that. So that the Ace of Coins and Four of Wands may fall through if you do things that you don't plan for, that you have not put a maintenance program in place for, whether it's love, relationship, or your money. And then we have, what advice from the guides, and the guides are the, let's see, interesting. The guides is the devil, and the devil is all about addiction. It's all about depression. It's all about hanging on to material things, obsession, dependency. It could be hopelessness, but it also has a physical kind of violence in the devil card, in terms of bondage, in terms of assault, abuse, cheating, that kind of thing. It's all about secrets too, because the devil doesn't really tell you the truth. The devil tells you what he wants you to know and holds back what he doesn't want you to know, so that that you might have a lack of control in your life right now, because the timing here is with the devil, and the devil is an external card, so you really have no control over this dependency or materialism or sexuality. This is something outside of your control, so it could happen tomorrow, it could happen in 2 weeks time, or a year time, 2 months. You can't say with the major arcana cards what's the timing, so that at the end of the day, you may be overly concerned with the material side of life. You may feel trapped and powerless to change your situation or free yourself, or you may have given away your power to somebody else. Did you do it legally, but through a power of attorney? Or is it that you are just, by your inaction, you are letting others say what they want to say about you and letting them get away with it? Or that you have not put in place something that, if you have health issues, that there's paperwork for you to do in terms of probably inheritance, probably your will. You need to, get on board and start doing that, so that it will not be taken away from you, your power whether it's internal or external, will not be taken away from you. And the devil here is telling you to be careful, huh? Because remember, this is about secrecy, and you may be constantly blaming others rather than looking what you didn't do yourself. So the devil is giving you a heads up here that you are the one who is tying yourself to the material things, or to the depression that you can get out of, because you have three good cards before. You have the Ace of Coins, the Four of Wands, and the Empress. And those are really strong cards on stability, on new beginnings, on resources being available, on plans coming to fruition. So the devil here in timing is telling you that, at any given time, if you don't nurture these things, if you don't care for them, they may very well fall apart. And then we have the outcome, and the outcome comes through with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords here is all about, again, the King of Swords is all about the adjudicator, the wise judge. He helps persons to get through conflict, to discover common ground. So the outcome here is saying that this may not only be you alone or you dealing with something yourself. Others are involved, because the outcome is telling you that the King of Swords has to be like Solomon, King Solomon, when he had to make that judgment on the two women who were claiming that that one baby was theirs, that they were the mother of this one child. And this is what Solomon is going to be for you, the King of Swords. That you have to be cool and detached, but some people may misunderstand that you probably don't care, but you do care. You're just not able to show it. And the next person who has to help you adjudicate, or the wise judge, probably the Empress, a mature female, they would be able to guide you into making the outcome to you be what it should be, for you to move ahead, for you to use your resources in a proper way. And for the King of Swords, emotional displays are just not his thing. Nor is he moved by empathy or sympathy or emotional issues. King of Swords uses his intellect, because he uses his long experience and his philosophical overview as he listens deeply, watches closely, and he speaks last. He doesn't try to get a word in edgewise. He gives everybody a chance to speak, to put forward their story, to put forward their evidence or facts, to give him references so that he can judge wisely, he can adjudicate wisely. So the query here might be that you might have to look for somebody with experience in the situation that you're in. For you may have resources, you want to move forward, you want to create that kind of maturity in yourself, and you can get some wisdom from the Empress and the King of Swords, because the King of Swords has earned his respect from his community, because they come to him because he speaks last. He deals logically and reasonably with them, so that at the end of the day, whichever choice you make here in terms of spending your money, or keeping financial stability, or having growth and development and productivity, the devil is there that can come at you at any time to skewer all of that and put you back where you don't want to be. But if you want the outcome that you want, look for someone who can give you proper advice. Look for somebody whose wisdom, whose experience, and whose knowledge will put you on the right path. So that the cards are telling you here to seek guidance from someone who could guide you on the issues that you have right now. With all that you have, you may have things coming quickly to you that you don't know how to invest them, how to handle them, what choices to make for yourself and for others, that can keep you in that Ace of Coins and Four of Wands position. So Earth Trine, this is for you. And recall that the Earth Trine is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth Trine, thank you once again for staying and sticking with me to the end of this video. With Bhagwan's blessings, I always hope that I can complete my work and bring to you the messages for the particular period in the way that I want to present it. This is your Earth Trine, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for the period June 26th to July 9th. 2022, and I thank you for listening and hope something new and exciting enters your thoughts and enables your dreams. And please recall that the end of this slide contains the tutorial on the trine concept as to why I do what I do at Vidam Astrology, why I don't do daily horoscopes or a single horoscope, and why I prefer the trine concept at zidamastrology.com. Thank you for staying with me. Be safe, happy, and healthy until we meet again. See you next time. Okay, this is your tutorial. As I mentioned to you in this video, that I'm going to leave a tutorial so that you can see why I have formulated the trine concept to read horoscopes at Zidam Astrology rather than read individual signs from Aries to Pisces for you. And I've found in my research and in my reading and from my teachings that there are commonalities between the tarot and the Kundali, which is your birth chart in Vedic astrology. So that these are the commonalities that have aligned together, that have created a method that will utilize the tarot and Vedic astrology to read and analyze for you in the trine concept. And this is a Kundali or birth chart taken randomly on somebody born on April 21st, 2022 at 6 a.m. And this person's birth chart or natal placements are here for you to see that these are the placement. This is the fate of this person. This is the ascendant or lagna, as we say in Vedic astrology, where we say this is the first house of the 12 houses in the zodiac sign. So wherever the ascendant or lagna falls is where we denote in Vedic astrology your first house. And in this particular chart we go clockwise from Aries to Pisces so that we'll know where your first to 12th house falls. So your first house is Aries, your 12th house will be Jupiter. And each house in Vedic astrology denotes something. It denotes your wealth, your family, your siblings, your relatives, your children, your marriage, your father, your mother, your work, your career, your community, your luck, your spirituality, your illnesses, whether it's chronic or routine, you know, how you will earn your money, how you will lose your money, a multiplicity of things. And each of these houses has its significations that we read for you in Vedic astrology. So this is your natal chart. This is your fate. You cannot change the positioning of these planets in your Kundali, because this is the placement of the planets when you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born. However, you cannot change fate, but you can change destiny. And destiny comes from the transit of the planets, because each of these planets, they move from one sign to the next during particular periods. And you can change your destiny through your freedom of expression and will, through your ambition, through your courage, so that you can change destiny. You can't change fate. And the transit of planets will give you a chance to change your destiny. And transits, planets move, as we see here, Saturn every 2.5 years, and so on and so forth. This is how planets move from one sign to the next. Neptune takes 14 years to move from one sign to the next. Mercury takes 1 month. Sun takes 1 month. And you will see these are the 12 planets that I deal with at Zidam Astrology, so that they are the ones that I look at and how they move. And every placement of a planet in a particular sign says something, does something, has an aspect on your natal planet, and it throws out potential or a pathway for you to understand what can be happening. You know, it is the natal chart is a map of what the sky was like on the day, for us to know ourselves and to better understand the types of energy we have available for each moment and situation in life. And because of the transits where destiny can be changed, we can say that this placement is not decisive, but it shows options and it marks pathways in which we can utilize to make choices during our lifetime. And then we have the source code of astrology, and that FEAW is basically fire, earth, air, and water. Those are the trines that I look at, and the 4 elements are the source code of astrology, and they are the blueprint of your soul. You know, you become the architect of your destiny by using this blueprint of our soul. And the blueprint of our soul, one of the trines that I use, because it's the foundation, you know, one of the trines that I use is the Dharma Trikona. And the Dharma trine tells you that, you know, this is the trine that keeps us on the soul's mission, the accumulated merit and the manifestation of past karma. And this 159 denotes the houses 1, 5, and 9. And as you see, we have fire, earth, air, and water trines. So this is the source code of astrology. And tradition holds that religious duty, or dharma, is the primary aim of human life, since it is the foundation which you develop your wisdom and your discretion to pursue wealth, which is artha, which is another trine, happiness, karma, which is a 3rd trine, and we pursue these wealth and happiness from the wisdom we get from dharma, so that we will not compromise our chances of liberation, which is moksha, which is the 4th trine. But I use the 1st trine because it is the foundation, it is the primary aim of your birth on this earth. And Hinduism describes the Dharma trine as the natural universal laws whose observance enables us to be contented and happy and to save ourselves from degradation and suffering. So that dharma is the moral law combined with spiritual discipline that guides our life, you know, and this is what the dharma trine is. And I'm just going to pull up another version of the zodiac circle, the 12 signs, and I'll just give you an example so that this random Kundalini or birth chart gives you Aries as the ascendant. And with Aries as the ascendant, that will be the 1st house. The 1st house will be Aries, the 5th house will be Leo, and the 9th house will be Sagittarius. And this is the trine. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is the fire trine. And with the fire trine, even if your first bhava is Leo, then Leo will be your 1st house, Sagittarius will be your 5th, and Aries will be your 9th. You will still remain in that trine if your ascendant moves from Aries to Leo or Sagittarius. And remember, your ascendant moves every 2.5 hours every day from one zodiac sign to our next in Vedic astrology. And then we have the Earth Trine, and the Earth Trine can begin with Taurus. And if it begins with Taurus, then you would have as your fifth house, you will have Virgo. As your 9th house, you will have Capricorn. And this is your Earth Trine. Then your Air Trine will be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That is your Air Trine. And obviously your Water Trine will then be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so that all your signs are taken care of there, as you see. So these are the trines. And why I do the horoscope in trines is because Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, when one is activated, each of these are activated because they are in a trine. They are in a dharma trine, a dharma, where your duty, where your vision, where your wisdom are all created for you to understand that first house is you are born, then fifth house is your children, and the ninth house is your father. So you get the circle of evolution. Your father produces you with your mother. Your mother helps you throughout your life. When you are an adult, then you produce children. And that is where you get this circle of evolution, so that the Dharma trine here is what connects each of these three signs in the zodiac. And then we have the tarot deck. And the tarot deck, as we know it, has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And you will see that the wands is with fire, the pentacles is earth, and swords are air, and cups are water. So that here now we have the commonality between the tarot deck and the zodiac or astrology, the source code of astrology. So that, you know, this is what I find with the commonalities. There are so many other things that I can speak about, but this is the basic. You know, this is the basic. And if we have to talk about, you know, a tarot spread, you know that my go-to tarot spread is the Tetractys. And the Tetractys tarot spread comes from that Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who threw out for us the Pythagoras theorem. And he, you know, he can be viewed as a Vedic Brahmin, because three of the things he did or believed in was that he wore white exclusively, he was a vegetarian, and he believed in reincarnation. And his theorem existed in the Sanskrit texts in India. So that, you know, there we have the commonality again. And then even so, the tarot deck, the fire is clubs, pentacles is diamonds, swords is aligned to spades, and cups is aligned to hearts. So this is where we get the commonalities. This is where I can utilize a union of tarot and Vedic astrology to bring you a complex issue, but a different take on reading your birth chart, because you cannot live by yourself, you weren't born by yourself, and you can't grow up by yourself. There is a community, and that community brings the trine, so that you feel comfortable if you are in the fire trine with people from Leo and Sagittarius if you were born in Aries. Likewise, it goes so for the other trines. So this is my research, this is my method that I use, and I hope I was clear, complete, and concise. I ask that you share, sign up, and subscribe, review my videos, look at my transit series, and I will join you next time. Thank you so much.